Here's an interesting and unfortunate problem. Lithuania's military is in short supply of training area. As reported by public broadcaster LRT on April 10th, Lithuania's armed forces are in urgent need of a new, larger training area. This is due to an increasing number of troops in the country, with more NATO forces arriving. This video is sponsored by Sigli. If you're looking for a tech job or your business is looking to implement AI in business processes, be sure to check them out. There's more about Sigli at the end of this video. LRT says that Lithuania's existing training grounds in Rudninkai and Pabrade are expected to become overcrowded. The deputy director of the 9th Fort Museum says that this issue isn't new and has happened in the past. About Lithuania's situation back in 1925, she tells the media, "At the time when the training area wasn't in use, part of the land was distributed to local residents. Some people simply moved in and began living there. It was a complicated period, independence wars, the state re-establishing itself, so there were a lot of nuances." General Raimundas Vaikšnoras, head of the country's armed forces, has gone on the record to say that Lithuania needs a training ground in the south of the country. A site is being sought in this area for the same reason as a century ago: its strategic border location near Belarus and Poland, which is known as the Suwałki Gap. Sometimes referred to as NATO's most vulnerable portion of land, it is a relatively narrow passageway between Lithuania and Poland, with Russia's Kaliningrad on one side and Belarus on the other. Associate Professor Deividas Šlekis from the Institute of International Relations and Political Science at Vilnius University states, "A training area is also a fortified zone which could serve as a man-made defensive region during wartime. In peacetime, it's used for training." Šlekis continues saying, "If we look at the existing training areas in southern Lithuania, Pabrade is on the border with Belarus and Rudninkai is also near the border. Adding another one in the south would give us a network of training zones spread along the border region, used for drills in peacetime and forming a defensive perimeter in wartime." He raises the fact that without a new training area, universal conscription could be an issue. On the topic, the Prime Minister of Lithuania acknowledges the tricky situation in balancing the needs of the public with the needs of the country's defense forces. He notes that a training area significantly affects the comfort and way of life of surrounding communities. However, the Prime Minister says, "But it's a strategic need, so those interests must be balanced. There is a way to reconcile them because municipalities need investment in public facilities, road infrastructure to attract investment." It's being reported that the government is now looking at 14 possible sites for a new military training ground and that armed forces are expected to give their assessment in the coming days. Latvia had run into a similar issue in recent years with the need to accommodate more troops. One of Latvia's national defense priorities is to support the NATO Enhanced Forward Presence Battle Group in Latvia, and the country acknowledged the need to accommodate the training needs of a growing force. And so, after careful assessment of potential training ground locations, the Latvian Ministry of Defense and its national armed forces selected the area surrounding Aizkraukle and Jakobils. And so, on June 22, 2023, the Latvian Parliament adopted a law on the creation of the Selonia military training area. It is said that this will be the largest and most state-of-the-art military training area in the Baltic states. The Latvian government will take over land with a total area of 25,596 hectares for the development of the training area, including 1,001 hectares of land owned by private individuals and 24,595 hectares of land owned by various levels of government. On the Ministry of Defence's website, it was stated that since 2023, 7 private properties with a total area of 120 hectares have been transferred to the military. A lot goes into creating a military training area. For Selonia, its first phase consisted of creating an unexploded ordnance area, ammunition storage area, firing ranges, and other construction projects. The main planned facilities for the second phase of the military training area will be a maneuvering corridor, warehouses, barracks, a canteen, medical center, and other supporting infrastructure. The ministry says that second phase of Selonia is expected to be implemented between 2025 and 2030. So it's the sort of activity that Lithuania will have to consider and look forward to if it is to establish a new training area in the country. To keep on top of this sort of news in the Baltics and to be alerted of a future video focused specifically on Latvia's Selonia training area, be sure to subscribe. And of course, thanks for watching. This video is sponsored by Sigli, a digital development services company with offices around Europe, including Vilnius, Lithuania. If your business is looking to implement AI in its business processes, whether it's product development or cybersecurity, be sure to check them out. And if you have IT or marketing skills and are looking for an exciting career, Sigli wants to hire talented individuals for jobs in sales and project management. If you know another European language, even better. Check out sigli.com to learn more.